Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my March TBR, which is coming a little bit late, though I did film my playing the game portion over a week ago now, and I just simply haven't had the time to film face-to-face content recently. So I'm trying to get some things filmed today. I play a game called Roll the Dice with a Dash of Chaos, inspired by both Jessie Mae and A Life of Lit. They are always in my description box. I roll the dice and I have some easy, hard, and challenge prompts, but also am focusing on reducing my physical TBR this year. I roll 8 times. I must complete at least 4 of those rolls and any challenges I received, or else I need to take a punishment. So let's see how I did in the month of February. Oh boy, I realize this is not in order, but this was my stack for the month of February. Again, I only needed to complete 50% of this plus any challenges. Let's go through it. Yikes. Okay, roll number 1. I had Happenstance, which I did not finish for rolling the dice game, but I have since finished it at the beginning of March, but we'll just count this as complete, I guess. Roll number 2, I had House of Flame and Shadow, and I did read this. However, along with that roll came a challenge prompt, which was to read a classic, and I put in Little Women, which I have very barely started. I mean, like 3 chapters in, so I'm not going to call this complete. I would love to read at least be well over 100 pages into a challenge book if I'm going to count it and haven't actually completed it. So this is rolling over and I didn't complete my challenge, so I have to take a punishment pull for Roll the Dice. Next, I pulled Neon Gods and I did not read this. For a book under 400 pages, I decided to read Cupid's Peak by Lee Jacquot. I did read that. I did not read, sorry I blinded you, Bloodmarked, but this is from my library, so this will be rolling over as well. Oh dear. Next I had Reread, which I chose Nevernight. I did not read this, but there was a challenge associated with this pull, which was to unhaul a book, and I did do that, but I did not read this book. For Mood Read, I chose Heartless by Elsie Silver, and I did read this. And for Fantasy Roll number 8, I chose God's Grave, and I did not read this. So technically I only read 3 out of 8 rolls and only completed 1 out of 2 challenges for the month of February. So unfortunately I need to take a punishment, which is to pull a challenge prompt before I even start rolling to complete in March. So I did read 12 books in the month of February, which is really good for me. However, part of not only reading a lot is to reduce my physical TBR and try and stick to my TBRs a bit. I have a 50% goal. Just read 4 out of 8 rolls and then the challenges. It shouldn't be that hard if I don't get distracted. I was very close to finishing Happenstance, which would have been 4 out of 8, but still I did not read Little Women, so I still deserve the punishment, which is a bummer, but hopefully I do better in March. That is enough rambling from me. Let's go into rolling the dice with a dash of chaos, and I'll meet you right back here with my book picks. It is time for another round of Roll the Dice with a Dash of Chaos. This is for my March TBR, and while I am filming this a little bit early, I don't feel overly confident that I will finish my February TBR or meet, the over 50% and complete my challenges as per my rules for the game. So I am going to start off with a punishment pull from my challenge jar. Because I really don't think I'm going to do that well with the remaining days of the month. So we need to start off with this punishment. I do shuffle around all these prompts before playing each time, but I feel like I keep getting similar pulls. The lowest rated book on my physical TBR. Yay. Okay, so let's just do this together. I have my physical TBR here. We're going to do average rating to the lowest. Oh dear. This is something I want to try and get on my TBR, but the actual lowest rating is Petit Anglais by Catherine Sanderson. I have no idea what this book is about, but my one of my kids gifted that to me for Christmas one year. Here it is, very dusty. I don't really know how I feel about this, to be honest. Now we're ready to do roll number 1. 6, an easy prompt. 'A fantasy. Roll number 2. A hard prompt. Random colors. Let's do that together. All right, I'm just going to click on this and we'll go with whatever comes up first. Olive drab. I will take a screenshot of this and insert it so you can actually see the proper color, but it is such a dark green that it basically looks black. Roll number 3. An easy prompt again. There's nothing on here. Okay, well, if you have a prompt suggestion, you can let me know. The kids helped me with the prompts, so that is why. Something that is YA. Roll number 4. 4, powerless. Really excited for this one. Roll number 5. Never. My second lowest rated book on my TBR. Roll number 6. The Hero of Ages. I've been super intimidated to pick this up, but it's many people's favorite series finale, and I really want to continue with Brandon Sanderson, so I'm happy that this is on here. Roll number 7. Are we going to get any other numbers? Oh boy. Immediate regrets for putting this chunky book on following another chunky book, but here we go. Roll number 8, our final roll. An easy prompt. A book involving royalty. All right, I'm a little nervous about March, and let me know how you liked. I showed you the book covers as I was rolling. Let me know if you liked that or skip to the old way, which was a little bit faster. I'm a little bit nervous for the stack I have. I already showed my bookish bestie Sam, who did start an official bookstagram, so I will have that linked down below, along with her YouTube channel. She told me I was making excuses and to just buckle down and get it done, so. Okay, Sam, I will try my best. So the challenge I got, I am so nervous about. I got lowest rated. I need to read the lowest rated book on my physical TBR, which is Petit Anglais by Catherine Sanderson. I have no idea what this is about. I think it is a romance, but this is a book that one of my kids got for me at a Christmas bazaar at school where the kids are allowed to like shop for their family members. So this is a donated book and I've never picked it up, which probably sounds horrible. Like, this book is literally dusty. So my child will be very happy I finally read this, but I'm a little nervous about it. I have seen some reading vlogs of reading the lowest and the highest rated books on your TBR. I have no idea what my highest rated book is, and that terrifies me. But let me know if you want me to do a reading vlog with that and read this and then my highest rated book. I can't believe I'm just giving you guys that option right now because now I'm terrified, but I have to read this in March or I will deserve yet another punishment for April. We started off, I got a lot of prompt-based roles to begin with, so I was able to pick and choose things a little bit more. I had time to think about them. So to reiterate, my goals for this year are to focus on reducing my physical TBR and as well as completing series finally. So for my first role, I got fantasy, and I would like to read The Amber Spyglass, which is the third book in the His Dark Materials trilogy. I have this big bind up, but this book is a little larger than the other ones because it is this much of this book. I do really enjoy the HBO audio books. I can get it from my library, so that will definitely help, but this is quite a chunky middle grade or maybe YA polar fantasy. The first book felt quite middle grade, The Golden Compass, but The Subtle Knife had a bit more like action and violence in it, so The Subtle Knife felt a little more YA. So maybe it's one of those series that kind of like grows up with you. But anyways, for fantasy, I would like to finish The Amber Spyglass in March. This is very cold, wintry. I live in Canada, so we are still gonna have snow into March, and I want to knock out some of these wintry books off my TBR so they're not lingering for yet another year. Next, I got Random Color Generator, which I did do on screen with you guys, but I think it was a little bit tricky to see, so I took a screenshot and I will insert the picture here. And that color needs to be on the cover of the book I chose. So I chose one of the books I have in my TBR jar. This is The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. I've been wanting to read more historical fiction, and that color is the exact color of her hat. You'll have to just believe me. I don't have autofocus, but it is a very, very dark green color. So I'm actually excited about this. We are following two timelines. 1947 in the aftermath of World War II and 1915, which that's World War I, right? So I'm not really sure what the plot of this is going to be, but I think it's really highly rated, and I'm excited to try out Kate Quinn because there's a few of her other books that their covers have caught my attention, but this is the only one that I own. Next, I got the prompt young adult. For that, I chose Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, and this will complete the Shepherd King duology. I read One Dark Window last month. Did I read that in February or in January? Anyways, it's still pretty fresh in my mind, so it will feel really good to start and finish a series in a timely manner like normal people do. Most people don't have 50 series they're in the middle of like me. And I'm actually excited to see where this goes. The ending of One Dark Window is not one that I really expected, so I'm looking forward to reading this. In this, we are following Elspeth, and she has a monster inside of her head, and the magic system in here is kind of like tarot cards. It's really interesting, and they live in this like misty, sinister, foresty kingdom, and I love that setting so much. This is like fantasy romance, so I am looking forward to this book a lot. I think this might be the next one I pick up, maybe. Now we got into, I've rolled the same number over and over again, which is a little bit frustrating. Roll number 4, I rolled Powerless by Elsie Silver. I read Heartless with Sam last month, absolutely loved it, 5 stars. I'm really looking forward to jumping in to Jasper's story with Sloane. Is that right? I think so. Childhood Friends to Lovers, I believe. I'm so excited. I have been loving Elsie Silver so much. Another scary book on my TBR never another buddy read with Sam. This is my second lowest rated book, which I discovered when I needed to figure out what my punishment book was. This is a Peter Pan retelling fantasy romance situation by Jessie Hastings, who wrote Magnolia Parks. Loved that book, have not continued that series. I pre-ordered this. I think the cover is stunning. I have started this. I'm not going to spoil anything because this will be in a reading vlog. I'm scared that this is the second lowest rated book on my entire TBR though. But again, buddy reading this with Sam. Roll number 6, I have The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I keep saying I want to continue with my Brandon Sanderson journey. He just had a very exciting announcement yesterday as of when I'm filming this, and I need to just suck it up and read it. It's just so thick. This is the third and final book in Mistborn Era 1. I want to read all of his books, but I have been stuck. I don't think I read a single Brandon Sanderson last year. That's terrible. I need to rectify that immediately. I really should read this month. This needs to be a priority. It will cross a series off my list. I need to just get it together. I have quite a few series finales on here, so that feels pretty good. Roll number 7, I got The Great Alone, again a book out of my TBR jar by Kristen Hanna. I did read Firefly Lane in January, gave it 5 stars. This is another historical fiction, so that's kind of scary, having 2 books that are so far out of my typical genre. Again, really huge, but I know the writing in here is fantastic. This is about a family and they live in Alaska, off the grid. That sounds exciting to me. Oh, the font is massive. There's like hardly any words per page. Okay, I'm less scared of this now that I've actually looked through it, though it is pretty chunky. I would love to get to all of these books. I have no idea how I'm going to prioritize which ones, you know? And lastly, roll number 8, I got another prompt. I got the prompt royalty, so a book that features royalty or has a royal title in the title. So for that, I'm choosing The Never King, which is on Kindle Unlimited, I hope. And this is my third buddy read with Sam for this month. Now that we are done rereading all of Sarah J. Maas's books, which a lot of them are really chunky, we have discovered we have time for many, many more buddy reads. We constantly have one going and it has been so much fun. So The Never King is a dark romance. Why choose Peter Pan retelling? It's very short, so that will be good. And I'm so happy I was able to get all 3 buddy reads with Sam on my official TBR because those are basically guaranteed reads. So I actually have a really good feeling about this month. The only one I'm nervous about is my challenge, and like I need to read that or else I will deserve yet another punishment. You know what I mean? But other than that, I only need to read 4 out of 8 technically, and I'm decently excited about all of them. Obviously some more than others. There's lots of series finales on here, so I think this was a really good book stack. So these are all the books I plan to read in the month of March, plus 1 short Kindle Unlimited book, and also this looks much bigger than it is because it's the whole trilogy, so I think this is actually doable if I don't stray from it too far. Let me know. I also forgot to mention I am participating in Realmathon. I am on team time, so I'm really looking forward to that. For that, I need to read books with white covers, school settings, or has an object of some sort on the cover for bonus points. So not a lot of these will work for that. So that is definitely a concern. Let me know what you plan on reading in the month of March. If you enjoyed this TBR video, definitely give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!